I was born a Muslim, but to the glory of God, I gave my life to Christ in 1989 as the first Christian ever in my family. As a result of that, I faced lots of persecutions, spiritually, diabolically, even physically. That led me to relocate to Lagos. Now, on getting to Lagos, I needed a job. To the glory of God also, I got a job in a nursery and primary school where I was a classroom teacher. As a classroom teacher, I was privileged to have contact with the family of our father Bishop David Oyedepo, who invited me and engaged me as their children's home lesson teacher. As I continued teaching them, I felt so loved by the family. They started taking care of me to the point that I was even adopted as a member of the family. At this time, I was not a member of David's church, but David Jr., now Pastor David Oyedepo Jr., who was there in primary school, my pupil, invited me to David's church. Nevertheless, I had my own church, so I kept on declining his invitation. But one fateful day, he insisted that, teacher, please come to my church. I saw that passion in him. Possibly, maybe I was even his first convert. Because of that, I decided to attend one of the midweek services. On that fateful day, I go to the church. It was our mother, Pastor Popoola, that was ministering. I was so blessed. But because the mode of worship there was different from what I was used to in my own church, I was not so impressed, so I was not convinced that I should come back to the church. The following Sunday, I was getting set to go to my own church. Then the Lord directed me to go back to where I fellowshipped on Thursday. Reluctantly, I went back there, but that day I was so blessed that I decided to abide. I decided to be dedicated, obedient to given instructions, and I was even four different service units. In 1994, precisely on the 16th day of August, during the service, our father Bishop Oyedepo made the profound statement that if you are here today and you are up to 25 years old, yet to discover God's purpose for your life, you have all made miserable. Then I was over 25 years old. That word touched me. It was like a thunderbolt. It hit me hard. On getting home, I decided to wait upon the Lord. All through the night, praying, asking God one question. Lord, show me your purpose for creating me and sending me to the world. For the first time, I heard the voice of God loud and clear. He even spoke to me from 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 5. So I kept on doing the work of God, and to the glory of God, September 19th, 1995, I was ordained a full-time pastor in this Great Commission of Liberation. In February 1996, I was sent to Biu to plant a church. Biu is in Borno State. In the course of my stewardship, God rewarded me with a good, loving, God-fearing young lady. And to the glory of God, we got married on 8th day of February 1997.
After we got married, we started believing God for the fruit of the womb. And it was like children were not forthcoming until I had to go to the hospital. And when we went, my husband was diagnosed of low sperm count and my ovarian cysts. But along the line, we started praying and believing God for a change of story, knowing that there is nothing God cannot do. Even though I was the one that was so much worried, he kept encouraging me. And I could remember vividly those nights while he's sleeping, I would just look at him and say, God, even if you don't want to give me children, but because of your servant, remember his love. Remember our sacrifice. remember our kingdom stewardship and visit us also.
In year 2001, we were redeployed to Madagascar as missionaries. But before we left, we had contact with our father, Bishop Depo, who invited us to his house to spend a night. The following day, he woke us up early in the morning and prayed with us. He made from some profound statements saying, together we shall celebrate the triumph of faith. The battle is over. You are returned with your miracle children. We held on to those prophetic decorations. While we were leaving, he gave us 2 mantles. He said, go and be blessed. We were excited. So we left for Madagascar.
After we got to Madagascar, the 2 mantles that Papa gave to us, I started tying it, and we kept worrying with prophecy. Because Papa mentioned those 3 words that I cannot forget. He said, together we shall celebrate the triumph of faith. And he said, the word of faith will not fail in your life. So I kept believing, I kept holding on and tying my mantle until I had a personal encounter with God's servants in the dream. I dreamt and I saw Papa in his jeep. He was driving by and a group of women were gathered. Suddenly, he stopped. And out of compassion, Papa trekked down to where we were. I was not the only one. And Papa started prophesying and started praying for us. And suddenly I woke up. Shortly after the encounter, I saw myself in a dream with a set of twins. And I told my husband about it. And then we started worrying with the prophecy, with my encounter with Papa, with the dream. We started praying. We kept on believing. I had that encounter in 2003. And that same 2003, I was confirmed pregnant. In 2004, God gave us our set of twins. And 7 years after again, He gave us the baby of the house.
The liberation mandate is real. I am a living proof. It has changed the course of my destiny. It has transformed my life. I am a vivid product and reflection of what God told my father on May 2nd, 1991. I believe I was among those people that were wailing and crying and sobbing profusely, that God said the time, the hour has come for our liberation. I give thanks to God. In the course of my stewardship with this commission, God gave my wife and I the privilege of completing our 200-seat auditorium in my village, fully furnished with chairs, pulpit, satellite equipment, television, and other things, including sound system. Also, we are privileged to engage in hiring security men for the church. We pay their salaries. Every Sunday, we also pay for transportation for members of the church to and from church, and some other things. We also, by privilege, be used of God to make accommodation available for the resident pastor. Today, every member of my family is a Christian, including my aged father, about 90 years old, is born again. The day the church in my village was dedicated, my father was healed of prostate condition. In fact, he went to catheter to church that day. But by the time he got home, he could urinate freely by himself. Up to today, the old man is sound and healthy and witnessing to others. And the church is growing like wildfire every service day. To God alone be all the glory.